Gentlemen, we get the instructions in the back. Obey my command and protect yourself at all times. You have any question? Any question? Fair punches? Fair punches. Touch them up. Come out of the belly.
And getting better than this, folks. 2 undefeated fighters.
Two young men who are dreaming big. Which of them will act bigger?
Which one will have the dream continue? Which one will suffer the nightmare? We'll find out very shortly. Crawford, red, white, and blue. White shoes. Kiliemov, silver and black. Black shoes.
There's such a casual attitude about Kiliemov.
Here we go. Round number 1. He really has, Larry. This is scheduled for 10 rounds. Crawford takes it to him right away with the first slashing jab. Total concentration in the eyes of both of these men. Kiliemov, while he only has 16 professional fights, had a slew of amateur fights at the international level, so this isn't anything new to him. Nice defensive posturing in the early going. Can't seem to get to Crawford right away. So far, his awkwardness hasn't caused any problems for Crawford. But we're just underway here. Round 1 of a scheduled tenor. The Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. Feeling each other a little bit in this round. Both guys semi-cautious. Kiliemov goes hunting low. Nothing there. Back with a solid jab is Crawford. Chopped him with the right hand, showing power, Larry. With a jab. He hasn't been able to get his left hand in, and he's missing with his right hand. Talking about Kiliemov right now. So Crawford's sort of controlling the ebb and flow into the 2nd minute of the 1st round of this fight. No panic by Kiliemov. He's trying to force the fight. Nice defensive quickness of the feet. Remember, one of the things that Kiliemov said that he had was quicker hands and quicker feet. I'll guarantee you he doesn't have quicker feet after just watching them for a little over a minute into the 2nd minute. He is quick at his feet, but not as quick as Crawford. And Crawford is positioning himself perfectly so Kiliemov can't touch him. But he hasn't done much offensively himself yet either.
Right now, neither one is acting big. They're just testing each other, trying to see what they have. Kiliemov has gone to the body a little bit more. And Crawford has landed a few jabs.
It's clear to me, Larry, that Crawford has quicker hands and quicker feet. He hasn't done much in his feet yet, but his hands are quick. When I say that, the other kid snaps off the right hand that was picking to the chin, but didn't quite catch where it was supposed to land, right back with the left hook. Along with Larry Merchant tonight, and hopefully many nights to come, and our girl is Molly Sullivan. I suppose I should say our lady. You were properly when I did today, Larry. I'm not getting into that.
She's just Molly.
She's just Molly. And she's Irish, so I love her anyway. This is round 2, and I love boxing. And this is about to pick up. Pace has already increased. The amount of punches landed hasn't just yet. Kiliemov makes Crawford miss. Crawford doing a lot of feigning, and then he lands a couple out of 3 there. Still a lot of posturing there.
And the crowd is getting restless. They haven't seen big-time boxing supposedly like this here in Orlando, Florida, but they know what they like and don't like.
Well, I just saw Velez and Dot Win put on some kind of entertaining boxing show. That's what they want here.
They want to be entertained, like most fight fans.
And then we're able to show you Felix Verdejo against Gary Iyer, as short as that went, but plenty of action there as well.
You see, Crawford is now fighting southpaw.
And he does this, folks, by design. He's not doing it because he's tired or he's injured anything. This is the way he trains. Some nice accuracy with the left hand.
Well, he doesn't get much done in conventional style, so he's trying this. And so far, it's worked. See if Kiliemov adapts and makes him go back to the conventional side.
trying to get in position now as a southpaw to work that right foot outside of the left outstretched foot of Kلیموف. If he can get that positioning, all of a sudden the straight left hand becomes a dangerous weapon. But you got to work to the outside foot to be in the position to bang him and get going. You'll also notice now they begin stepping on each other's front feet. That always happens with the southpaw right-handed fighter. Crawford looks okay to me as a southpaw. Crowd kind of antsy right now. They've got the anticipation of the Cotto fight, and on the heels of the Win-Les fight, they don't want a technical fight. And that's what this is to this point. They want action. They don't want them to feel each other out. They've had that for a couple of rounds. They want banging now, and I assure you folks, don't run away. You will get it. There is a southpaw, Larry. One of the same things I said to the southpaw, they lose accuracy, and he is missing a lot of punches here. He throws that left hand down the middle, but he's not in position to land it. He misses the right hand. That time he got a little piece in with the left hand, but he's not getting hit, so part of it's working for him anyway. Hit and don't get hit. That's what Angelo Dundee used to preach, the great trainer.
Well, usually is an excuse for a guy who doesn't hit a lot. Good right hand by Kلیموف, taken well by Crawford, goes well on the inside. The best exchange of the fight.
Crawford, to me, Larry, just looks so much stronger than this guy. But he's not positioning himself properly. He needs to get a little bit more movement laterally to try and get the awkward style fighter off. And notice the front feet as Crawford continues to fight as a southpaw. They're stepping on each other, and that can take away some power too. And it can also cause an ankle to roll up. This is good. It's enough to get the judges, who, by the way, are Fred Flutie, Michael Pernick, and Peter Trematera. And so far tonight, the judges have got every one of them right. Larry and I haven't agreed with every judge, but every fight has been scored properly in terms of who won and who lost. And I suppose in this day and age, that's all you can ask for from the boxing. Crowd doesn't like it. You hear the boos going up. They're working this movement that neither one are landing. I think Crawford should get back to fighting right hand and see if he can land some of these punches. I think when he first switched, you pointed out, Larry, he landed a pretty good straight left hand. He hasn't landed much since in the southpaw stance. Now, that was more of a push, and right on it went Sammy Burgos.
I have Crawford winning all three tactical rounds by narrow margins, but he's done most of the landing.
And I would agree with that all the way. I got it scored 30-27 as well.
You know, early on we said, well, somebody's own must go and one guy and all that. But if it's a bad fight, if it's a good fight, both guys can move on. If it's a bad fight, it's not good for either one of them, no matter who wins.
Now, is the arguments come off that they thought would cause Crawford problems right now, Larry?
Well, I think it has caused him some problems, but I think right here his body language is to be more assertive.
And he looks stronger, but can he land more? If things are going this way, I want to throw the ears back and let fly with that left hand. Let's try 3 or 4 or 5 of them in a row. Try to hurt this guy. Come up, on the other hand, wants to box with this guy. It comes with a pretty solid right hand that time. And now Crawford does what he's been doing by staying more active, winning these rounds at the halfway point forward. Scheduled for 10. These are lightweights. It's an NABO lightweight championship fight. It's a lesser title. Larry said, what does it mean? You heard my answer. It means something to the fighters. Doesn't mean a lot to the fans, though, to be honest with you. He doesn't sit down on his punches. Look at this, powering out here without landing anything.
He's more concerned with avoiding and evading than landing anything serious.
Then he lost his feet. When I see a guy fall down like that, I question conditioning, but I know better than to think an Eastern European fighter is in condition. Always has that serious look on his face. Very staid, and I would say no personality whatsoever.
I think he's frustrated. I think he'd like to be able to show his stuff.
Now that's better. That's more action than what we've seen. Goes with the left hand lead. His power shot. That opens up the right. Loaded up the right hand. Whistled over his head. Didn't land though. You got to catch a piece of him. You don't go to a well and don't bring back the water. That's what he did. But he timed it perfectly. He dropped it 3 inches. He would have taken the head off of Klimov. He had him set up. He had Klimov dropping the left hand. Timing was perfect, but it didn't quite connect. So he is trying to pick it up. He is sitting down in his punches. But again, as a southpaw, he's not real accurate. Not as accurate as he was with his few punches as we could evaluate that he threw as an orthodox fighter. Catches a little bit of him with the jab, cracks him with the right hand. Klimov doing absolutely nothing. He looks like a guy that's come here to try and just survive rounds. He doesn't look like he wants to go offensive at all with this guy.
Well, they named all those other fighters with V's in their name. All of them were positive, strong, take charge fighters. Klimov is, as you indicated, Bob, a kind of professional amateur in this style.
By the way, for the international audience that knows me as the Colonel, Larry knew me when I was a private, so he has the authorization to call me Bob. Larry and I have been knowing each other for close to 45 years. And this is our first night together. I don't know if you like, but I'm enjoying it. I love your insight, the safety of the mistakes I made. What more could a play-by-play guy ask of this color commentator?
What we could ask for is good fights that beats everything else. And Crawford is trying to make a good fight here now. And you wonder if Klimov has it in him to respond.
Klimov, his corner has got to have told him, son, you got to pick it up. You're not going to be 17-0. You're going to be 16-1. Because he's an absolutely no offense. He's trying to frustrate the guy by holding the hand in the face. This doesn't hold up a guy that the powerful shoulders and strength that Crawford obviously has because of his strength and conditioning coaches and the great coaching that he's getting from his longtime coaches that are with him. He is a well-conditioned athlete.
If you come to America from abroad and you want to make a name for yourself, you want to make a place for yourself, you want to make money, you got to go for it. You got to bring something special. And Klimov is showing just the opposite. He's showing like he wants to go back to Moscow full time.
Good solid shot landed by Crawford as he's done it. He hasn't had a lot of them, but he's landed 4 or 5 a round and winning every round of this fight. Not pretty. People say they like to see boxing, but what they really want is the crash of the Indy 500. They want guys going down. They want legs reeling. They want bloody noses. They want flailing hands. They don't want this. This is a technical fight. Are there any aficionados that like this kind of fight?
Oh, I suppose there are, and I'm sure there are. But to me, prize fighting, it's like you're going into a restaurant, and when you come out, you say, I want more. I want to come back. And you certainly don't want to come back to see Klimov the way he's fighting. This will be one loss on his record if it keeps going the way it is. but it'll be a loss that cancels all those other wins.
That's right. You know, Larry talks about that, reminds me when Constantine Zero came here. You know, he was an Eastern European fighter who fought out of Australia, but he was basically Eastern European. He came to fight, put on a show, and he had a big fan base here. Now let's see if Crawford can pick it up a bit, because that's what his crowd wants. Pressure this guy. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Throw some big shots. Throw the straight left hand down the middle. Jab him, and he has picked up the pace. Klimov can't do anything offensively, so he goes defense, trying to smother the punches. Crawford has turned it up a notch. Now the crowd will begin to get into it. Crawford back for his right-handed stance for the first time. Now he goes back southpaw again. I'm going to say for the first time since the first to second round. He's back southpaw again. And you know, you said when you was Jim Lambert, you kept going to the southpaw, and he corrected us.
Well, we've seen a lot of natural left-handers who fight conventional style. He's a natural right-hander who is fighting southpaw.
He caught him with a decent left hand, but not enough power to shake this guy. When Klimov is in very good shape, you're going to have to catch him with a good shot. And he is awkward, and it's frustrating for Ternus right now because he can't catch him real solid. Always winning every round, all right. And this is maybe the most action in any round. But Klimov is not making the fight. He won't respond. He won't engage. He won't lock and load. He won't unload. He won't fire. He continues to back off. Sliding around to his right. Sets up again. Takes a left. His lack of offense is making it not a crowd-pleasing fight in the frame. But Crawford has put it up a notch in round 7. His corner said, come on, we need to entertain this crowd.
Any professional fighter can make an ugly fight, no matter how good his opponent is, if that's his objective. If he's there to survive rather than to win. And Klimov has shown no turn to say, okay, now I'm going to take over. Never once.
The guys pot shot me like this, Larry, and I'm having a bad night, which Klimov may be having. Terrence back to jabbing. He slowed down the pace a bit more. Would you say he's frustrated? A little bit? Because if that's the case, Larry, then Klimov has done what he came to do, but he hasn't done anything offensively.
I think that off of this fight, Crawford has higher dreams than Klimov. Okay? And I think he understands that he's fighting a guy who is there to frustrate him, and that is frustrating.
Yeah. All right. Well, Crawford, in between when Larry is explaining that to us, switched to right hand, and he landed 2 hellacious shots. Klimov got all excited because he saw Crawford load up a shot so big that he tripped over the outstretched left foot of Klimov. Klimov didn't hit him at all. He was off balance. And he's back under control. But Larry, when you were talking, he switched to the right hand. He landed 2 really good, solid right hands. I wish he'd stay right hands. The left-hand thing isn't getting the job done. I mean, he's winning every round, but that's what you call getting the job done. But like the fans, I'm getting itchy now.
You want to see him throw a few punches with mean intentions.
With malice aforethought. Some of these stiff jabs are catching and bouncing Klimov's head back. But Klimov is the one that seems satisfied to survive. Pouring with his jab, no right hands, no body shots. Very little lateral movement. Very little defense. And with that said, why doesn't Crawford just let it fly? Please the crowd, please your corner, please yourself.
Please us.
Link please as we get in there, but you know what we mean, folks. This is round 8. We've got 2 more rounds to go. Part of the incidence of the crowd is the fight. Part is the anticipation. They want to see Miguel Cotto real bad here. In a way, Crawford hasn't been able to land the big blow, but that's not enough. Just a defensive job. And now you see Klimov shake his head like he's got to know that this is all bad. Nothing good has happened tonight for him. And he's maybe frustrated a bit. And in fairness to him, he's trying to pick it up now. He is in condition because he's still throwing a lot of punches. They're just not landing anyplace. And you can see he's got an adrenaline flow here. But it's the 9th round. He hasn't done anything from 1 through 8.
They're stepping on each other's toes repeatedly. And Klimov seems almost to be doing it deliberately.
Stop. Bring him up. Yeah, you gotta bring him up, all right? Okay? Okay?
Sam Burgos, another fine referee, mentioned that he's a weightlifter, he's a very strong guy. Coming up to the halfway point in the 9th round. More of the same stuff. Although Klimov came out like he was going to be more aggressive, and he tried it for about 30 or 40 seconds. And Crawford just seemed to be having to just box him. He didn't want to seem to commit to his left hand. He's thrilled, everything's working his way. Doesn't seem to care about the crowd may react. But in fairness to Crawford, the idea is to win each round, and he's doing it. Body shot downstairs.
How about getting mad because this guy is trying to make him look bad?
Sold me. But we can't sell him.
Well, you know what he's going to say afterwards. I was trying to win. And I won. I won every round, but what can I do against a guy who didn't want to really engage?
Trying to pick it up. He walks in the straight left hand and another one. Tap, tap, tap. And like Larry said, no commitment to really drop this guy. He's not sitting down on punches either, which I wish Terrence would do. Fire that left hand. And if you're Klimov, do whatever you have to do now. Elbows, shoulders, anything, low blows. Try to win the fight. This is tough stuff. If you're not a warrior, you're not in this sport to begin with. And Klimov is trying to pick it up. And Terrence, with his quick feet, able to slip away. Straight left hand, almost dropped Klimov. But both of these men, on the positive side, are in excellent physical condition. They've been a decent pace, although not an exciting pace.
Crawford is just, he knows he's won the fight. He's not going to take any risks at this point. Perhaps it'll probably shut up.
Well, if anybody gives Klimov any rounds, I'd like to watch the tape and have them explain to me how they gave him a round. But there are those that could give him this round. Yet he's eating punches. Finally, we see an uppercut, something different from Terrence.
You know, I wouldn't dare, sitting at ringside, call a fighter a coward. What his own corner did in trying to motivate him.
Yeah, they don't believe that. There's no fighter that ever laced him up that I would consider a coward ever. That's a word they use definitely to try to ignite him. And it has done that. He's got an adrenaline flow. But now Crawford just wants to survive the last minute of this fight. He's got it in the bag and he knows it.
Watch your legs.
And ask Michael Mora if when you're way in the fight, should you just survive to the last round?
Well, but Shane Mosley always wanted to close the show.
And that's the difference between guys that make the big bucks and guys that don't. Ali and Ray Leonard wanted to close every round. Last 15 seconds now. And don't run away. There's Cotto and Delvin Rodriguez coming up. This one's a shutout. Now Tern's picks it up. Why did he do that earlier?
Too little, too late.
Here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. All three judges score it 100-90 for your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated from Omaha, Nebraska, Tern's Hunter.